taking one of his famous free kicks, or whether it's Lewis Hamilton winning the Formula One, or whether it was Steve Jobs about to give one of his famous keynotes, the most underrated skill was this. Visualization, the recreation of images, sounds, and environments before it has happened, is one of the most powerful skills in the world. A very powerful meditation and mindfulness practice, visualization has been used for centuries to help prepare the mind, the body, and the consciousness for upcoming challenges, situations, and circumstances. Some of the world's greatest athletes use visualization as a way to prepare for big games, the big day, musicians for their new concerts and tours, and CEOs for their very important meetings. Psychologist Alan Richardson set out to prove the power of visualization through an experiment that I want to share with you today.
That's great. Do tell.
Richardson gathered a group of basketball players and arranged them into 3 different groups. The intent of this study was to demonstrate the effectiveness of visualization in how the players converted free throws.
Nothing but net.
The 3 groups were as follows. The first group practiced 20 minutes every day. The second group visualized themselves making free throws but didn't participate in practice. The third group did not practice free throws or visualization at all.
You don't have to do anything.
The results were absolutely staggering. The group that only visualized free throws and didn't practice at all showed marked improvement and were nearly as accurate as the ones that practiced for 20 minutes every single day.
What?
What it showed is that visualization and the recreation of that moment in time allowed people to prepare mentally to the effect of 20 minutes a day of practice. Now, the group that didn't practice or didn't visualize at all naturally regressed. They took a step backward. What this is shown in countless other examples as well is how visualization with action, with practice, can be the formula that we've all been looking for. Often we get
Let's go, let's go. Good morning, family. Rise and shine. Another beautiful, blessed, and grateful day. Super excited to be on here with you guys. Where are we at? What's today? Today is Wednesday, middle of the week. Let's go. Fired up, ready to go ahead and take advantage of the week. So before we go ahead and dive in to today's topic, which is going to be the power of visualization. I love this topic. This one is so important to me. Let's go ahead and drop some gratitude down below. What is everybody grateful for coming in for the middle of the week? Grateful to be healthy, grateful for God, grateful for each of you on this call, grateful for all the knowledge, all the wisdom, all the value that we've all been attaining these past couple weeks, these past couple months, because I can see the breakthroughs are coming through. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and dive into today. Let's get it. All right. So the power of visualization. You know what I realize is the problem with many of us. It's not our why, it's not being able to learn the skill sets. It's not being able to actually tap in. I realize for many, going through some of these trainings, the problem is visualization. Not many are very good at visualization. And here's the deal. I can relate, right? I wasn't the best at it getting started in entrepreneurship, but here's what I know. When I started to really tap in and work on that skill set, life starts to shift. So I want you guys to think about it like this, okay? If we don't end up, watch this, if you don't start thinking about your dream, if you don't start thinking about what you want, you're going to end up in somebody else's dream. You know what that ends up looking like? A living nightmare. So people used to call us, as a kid, you're dreamers. They said as you get older, you don't want to be a dreamer. Well, in fact, you absolutely want to be a dreamer, right? That's why I named us the Dream Team, because you want to start getting creative. You want to start keeping your imagination going 24/7. So I want to ask you guys a question, okay? Because most get so complacent and they wonder why they get quote unquote stuck. I realized right here, visualization. Okay, check this out. How do you see yourself a week from now? Ask this one question to yourself and watch the answer. I want you to put in the chat. How do you see yourself a week from now? Do you see yourself as the same version, or do you see yourself as somebody that is growing? Let me know. Here's the real answer. I want you to know a week from now, life could be completely different. You can be a whole new individual in a week from now. And I'm going to go ahead and give you an example. You see a lot of people in life they're waiting for a brick wall to hit them, and then they go ahead and make the decision. I'll give you a perfect example. Here's a health example, okay? Let's say you're living your life, things are great, you're at work all of a sudden, and you start to get a sudden pain, right? Your left side starts to go a little bit numb, and then boom, now your whole left side of your body is completely numb. Now you have to go to the hospital, and now you end up with a stroke. Well, this happened to my grandfather, okay? So guess what? Now he has a completely different look on life in one day because something drastically changed his mindset and his emotions. So you know what the issue with people is? You see, that happens with health all the time. Something happens to your health, you know, whether you can't breathe a lot because you're smoking vapes, you're smoking cigarettes all the time, and you make decisions like, you know what, I got to quit tomorrow. So some people might make that decision with health, but it takes a while. Why don't people do that with success? Why don't people wake up one day and say, you know what, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm ready to go ahead and make a change. The problem is you can't see yourself being a completely different individual, a completely different version of yourself tomorrow, a week from now, a month from now. So you've got to be able to understand that you can change how fast? Like this, okay? So I believe it starts with visualization. All right, now this is straight from one of our mentors that we're learning from as well, and I'm going to give it to you like this, okay? You can't visualize because you haven't practiced the muscle, but you don't think you can visualize, but let me show you how you absolutely can, okay? I want you to close your eyes. Can you picture your bathroom? Can you picture where your towel is? Can you picture where your toothbrush, you can see that, right? Can you picture what your room looks like? Can you picture what your favorite pair of shoes looks like? How about your favorite outfit? How about your living room right now? You see, we can visualize all these different things, but how many times have you actually sat down and visualized your success? Now we're starting to get into it. So here's the difference. You know you can visualize, but you haven't practiced visualizing the right things. You visualize all the things that are going to go wrong in your life, why you can't do it, why everybody's telling you no, why you're not going to be able to become successful. Okay? So this is where I want to start for you. All right? So here's my question for you today. Here's my question for you. Are you ready to go ahead and tell yourself that you've had enough, that you're ready to go ahead and make a change, or do you want to keep living the same life over and over and over again? Because there's no way where any of us are going to be able to make any change until you start to get in the vibrational frequency of what it is that you imagine. Here's the next point that you need to understand when it comes to go ahead and grow it. If you're not grateful for what you have, you're never going to get blessed with more than you could ever even fathom. This is the next biggest problem, and we heard it this morning. So many of us, you might be making $600 a month, $1,000 a month, whatever you're making right now, you're not grateful for it. So how is God going to be able to bless you with things that you can't even think of? This is big. This is something that I had to learn with along the journey as well. At the beginning, I was making $1,000 a month. I was making $2,000 a month, and I wasn't grateful for what it is that I was making. And I was at that level for a long time. So you've got to be able to appreciate where you're at so you can go ahead and get blessed with the things that are actually coming to you. All right. Next thing I want to go ahead and talk about where you're at right now, where you're at exactly in your life. Sit down, look around, look to the left and look at your surroundings is nothing but a product of your most dominant thought patterns for the last 40, 50, 60, 90 days. That's where you're at right now. So if that makes sense, if that clicks to you, what do we need to go ahead and make the decision of today? If we want life to look different in 50, 60, 90 days into the future, what do we have to do today? What do we have to do right now? We have to go ahead and make the decision that we can go ahead and create the life that we want. Now, I'm going to give you the next key, the next thing you need to understand. Why do most people end up doing the same routine over and over and over again? It starts with the morning, but I want to get very particular with it. You see, you might wake up excited, but then when you look around, you look at your life and you look how you live, you go right back to your low vibration, and now your whole day flows like that. Remember what I told you? If you can't be grateful for where you're at, how are you going to be able to get blessed with the things that you can't even imagine? So that's the difference, okay? If you can be able to get on that vibrational frequency now, before it happens, let me ask you this. How would you dress if you were already at your goal that you set a month ago? How would you dress? How would you talk? How would you speak? What kind of gratitude would you lead with on a daily basis? That's the type of energy I want you to go ahead and wake up with. Move as if you're already there. I'll give you another scenario. Let's say you're a millionaire, okay? You've got your goal, you're a millionaire, and guess what? You get a call that they're telling you can come and sit at the billionaire's table and have an exclusive 1-hour conversation. How excited would you be to go ahead and get that phone call? Well, why do you have to wait till that phone call happens? Why can't you put yourself in that position right here, right now? That's what I had to do. When I was living out of my car, I didn't see myself as having $10 in my bank account, having no job, and $30K in debt. I saw myself as being successful, being able to impact other people, being able to lead by example. So you've got to be able to envision it already as if it's already there. And the only difference of why you're not at what is that you wrote down, simply one reason. You're not in vibrational frequency with what it is that you wrote down. You see, it already exists. Whatever you want. You want the RV to be able to travel the world? It's already here. You want the penthouse? You want to be able to travel exotic beaches out in the Maldives? It already exists. You just have to get on the right vibrational frequency to go ahead and make that happen. So, family, with that being said, that's my training for you guys today. Understanding that you learning how to visualize is going to change your life if you can learn how to visualize your success and not your nightmares that you're living through on a daily basis. So that's where it starts. So if you guys got any value today, smash that like button, drop some sevens down below if you believe you are ready to step into your greatness, because if nobody told you that today, I believe in you. You are great. You are a leader. You are unstoppable, but you got to go ahead and meet me halfway. So family, it is your favorite entrepreneur, Define Dreams. You can be, do, or have whatever it is that you hold in your mind, you can hold right here in your hand. Let's grow. Dream Team. It's game time.